Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, I am going to be showing you how I wrap and create my own rosemary bundles. These are for cleansing and getting rid of negativity, as well as protection, so putting a veil of protection around your house. This is also good for allergy season and cold season because it does help decongest. I know that sounds really counterintuitive with the fact that we're burning herbs and there's smoke. However, I kid you not, it works. So take that information with a grain of salt. If you want to try it, cool. But it definitely helped us through allergy season, and cold season is right around the corner. So I'm going to be stocking up on my rosemary. And the great thing about using rosemary as a cleansing tool is that it's very accessible and it's pretty affordable considering it compared to other specialty herbs. This is something that you can buy in your own backyard and use, and also very inexpensive with everything that you're going to need. This video is kindly sponsored by Madam Glam New York, everything you love at your fingertips. And I do love everything about this product. So Madam Glam New York is a nail polish company that is vegan, cruelty-free, it is palm oil free, and it is free of 21 of the most harmful chemicals found in nail polish, including HEMA, which is one of those chemicals that will cause oversensitivity on your nail beds and your fingers, and that's found in a lot of at-home nail products. So if you've been hearing a lot about that concern over the internet and social media lately, don't worry about this company. They are free from that. So this is their new House of Change collection, and this is a little bit different. As you can see, normally they're in a different bottle than this. So this is a Korean formula now that they're using for this specific collection, and this is a fall collection, and I am so here for it. All of the colors are so warm and cozy and fun. There's 5 syrupy gels and 3 glittery gels, which is this one, and they're still the same professional quality finish. So this is the high vibration, which is the glitter. This one is an orange, is so pumpkin-y and fun, magnetic. We have Prosper Us, which is a deep green. And then my favorite blue that I have had so far is this deep Virgo, which is perfect for this season as of filming this video because we are in Virgo season. And this is how they look. Like, I am so obsessed with these colors, especially this glitter. So all of these have a base coat and a top coat, as well as 2 coats of the color. So this one is a translucent background, but look at that glitter. So fun. All right, and I just want to show you my nail art that I did with it so you can see what you can do with this collection. And as someone who doesn't consider themselves a nail artist, I'm pretty proud of what I came up with. So this is just the Virgo as the background. And then we have high vibration on top. So very easy. And then this one is another easy one. It is the magnetic with a gold glitter top coat. So quickly go from, just basic to wow. Very easy to do with no artistic qualities required. Then this is fun. I used a almond shape to create the pumpkin at the tip. And I had a couple of different other colors that I used to create some of the definition and some of the details in there. But this is the green. This is the Prosperous. Like, look how rich and beautiful that is. And the pumpkin base is the magnetic. Then we have this plaid using all of the colors except for magnetic. And the last one I've got here is the high vibration background and the magnetic leaves. So very fun. Check out all the colors. And if you are wanting to try these out for yourselves, they were kind enough to give us a 30% off coupon code, which I will insert right here, as well as in the pinned comment by me and in the description box below. Thank you so much to Madam Glam for sponsoring this video, as well as thank you all for watching and knowing that sponsors like this allow me to create and be a little bit more adventurous with content. So thank you so much, and let's get back to the video. Just some regular average rosemary. You can find them in big box stores. You can find even in the grocery stores, they sell the fresh sprigs, which you can then propagate, meaning you can create more of your own rosemary bush if you can't run out to the grocery store or can't run out to the big box store to get your own rosemary plant. So, like I said, fairly inexpensive. So you're going to get your rosemary. You're going to wash it, but you probably don't need to wash it if it's a rosemary sprig that you buy at the grocery store. That seems to be pretty fresh and clean. But for me, I grow my plants where the dogs and animals can, get to it and possibly not create a clean bush. So I make sure to clean all of my herbs before I utilize it, even if that means some of the oils do dissipate. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I clean them in, not sponsored, Trader Joe's organic fruit and vegetable cleaner. And I utilize that because it's safe and it's effective. And then after I do that, I lay all of my sprigs out on a towel, let them get a first little dry in, and then I change the towel to a dry one and do the same thing. I do not let them sit out to dry very long, just enough to where the moisture is off of the branches or the sprigs, because once they dry too much, they become brittle and unusable to wrap. So when you're going to do this, expect like 1 or 2 days in between your craft from when you wash it to when you can wrap it. Okay, so after you have done that, then all you're going to need is some natural string or twine, whatever you want to call it. This is butcher's twine that is cotton. You want something that is natural, that is going to burn clean, that's not acrylic or anything that will melt or create a toxic smoke. So something natural. You can find this on Amazon. Again, not sponsored. You can find butcher's twine at the grocery store, but you want to look for cotton or something like something else that is super, super natural. You might be able to do hemp. I don't like wrapping with hemp just because it's too rough on my hands, but for the purpose of this video, this is cotton butcher's twine and a set of scissors. That's it. And your 2 hands. All right, so let's get into wrapping. So what I like to do is build kind of like a base and then extend out. So your rosemary sizes are going to be different, right? They're going to be all different lengths and thicknesses. So you want to kind of lay them all down in a way that you can build upon, and they're all going in the same direction. So if you cut at the base, you want to put the base on one end and just kind of stick it in, kind of like you're tucking them in together, so they're gonna, snug real nice inside each other. Your length will definitely be your preference. I tend to like to go about 5 to 7 inches of length. I feel like that's pretty good. It'll last you a long time. And if you are worried about aesthetically pleasing, like this one is not so aesthetically pleasing, but I'm not going to sit here and pick each and every bad one off. You definitely can, but if it's for my own personal use, I do not care. I stick it like in the middle of the bundle, so that way it's not necessarily seen, but why waste good rosemary? So you just kind of build upon it. And the great thing about this kind of herb is that it kind of latches on together. It kind of tangles upon itself. So you create a nice little snug environment, and you just kind of go with your intuition about where to place things. If little bits of rosemary pop off, don't worry. You can save that for your loose herbs. And then you just kind of play around with it and see how thick you want it. Again, this might also have to be considered when you are having a specific amount of rosemary at your disposal. So you kind of want to make sure you are saving some if you need to conserve how much you're using. But you can see that it kind of just piles upon itself. And you kind of just have to finagle some things. I want to make it a little bit more thicker at the top here, so I'm going to kind of stick some in. And what I like to do with the longer pieces is use that like at the bottom as a stabilizer. So you kind of just play around with it, because what you're going to do in a minute is it's going to have to hold it in an awkward way. So you want to make sure nothing's falling out or creating chaos. Okay, so I think that might be good. I might put in a little bit more down here. All right. And when this dries, it will shrink up a bit because of moisture. in the leaves still. So keep that in mind. You want to wrap tight because again, you're going to see some shrinkage, and that is okay. And shrinkage is totally normal. It is a very natural thing. All right. So I think we're good. I think that's going to be a chunky boy. So then what I do is I unwrap a lot of the cotton because I don't like to have that spool whipping around my workspace. And then I have a long tail and I tie it at the base. You do not need to tie all of them together. Like some of the stems will be out, so that's okay. But I tie it tight, double knot it, triple knot it, whatever is clever for you. We're going to utilize this tail at the end. So you want to make sure it's long enough to be able to tie more knots at the end of this. Okay, now comes the very tricky part, which is something that is going to be a learning curve for you if you have not done this before. It's going to be the holding of the whole bundle together so it doesn't fall apart and wrapping it at the same time. And you're going to want to have to tie it tight. So I kind of take it in my hand, and again, it's going to be different for everybody, but then I take the other hand and I start wrapping. So I'm going to push this up just a smidge, and your hands are going to adjust the entire time. You're going to start moving it down the line here as you're wrapping one direction tightly in an almost diagonal way. You can evenly space them, or, you can be chaotic, whatever's clever. You can add in lavender, you can add in chamomile. Again, any herb that is going to burn clean and not toxic. So do your research when you want to start adding in different things like flowers or different fun herbs to burn. And you can see one way it's already wrapped really tight. Most of the leaves are contained. And then once you get to the end here, I'm going to just spin it in the same direction, the same spot a few times, because that's going to mark my end. And then we're going to go back the opposite direction, the same way that we did the first one as I knock my camera out. And this is why I say you want a long string, not a long string, but to unwrap the spool quite a few times so you're not having to deal with a huge spool of cotton string tangling everywhere. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a finagling event where you're trying to figure out where to cross those strings and hold it. So don't give up on yourself if it seems a little bit difficult and challenging, because it does take a few tries to get it to where it looks pretty nice and put together. And if you don't wrap it super tightly to begin with, it's okay. Again, practice is going to be your best friend here because there's a lot going on and hand movements and all of that. And then the same thing happens at the end here. We've left that long tail out. We're going to wrap this like we did the top a couple times so it's all contained. And then we're going to take this end and tie it. So there's one knot. Two knot. And again, you want to tie it really tight. And then what I do is, see how this string is still really long? I cut the other side the same length. And then I tie the two together at the end here. Create a little knot. And what this does is it allows you to have a space to hang it. All you're going to do is hang it in a spot where it's not going to get moldy. So you're not going to want to put it in a dark, damp space such as a bathroom. You're going to want to put it in a space where it's dry. You could put it more in an area where there's sunlight, but there's not direct light. And then let it kind of just chill out for a couple weeks, maybe, depending on your environment. However, once it starts turning really brittle, you can start feeling it and flake off. It definitely will have a different color. It will have more of a darker, yellowier color. Then you know it's good to go. And so then you just burn it. What I typically like to do too at the ends here, I'm making a mess, but chop that off to make it all even. It gives it more of a uniformed finished look, but you don't have to do that. And that's it. That is your bundle. This is a lot longer and bigger than this one, but we went a little overboard. But what this will do is it will last a long time, and you can use it for meditation. You can use it for cleansing. You can use it for moon events. So if you like to cleanse during the full moon or new moon, this is great for that. Anything you want to use cleansing for, this is your go-to. So I hope this made sense. I hope this helped you out. And if you want to do these on a live together, I'd be more than willing to do that too, just to hang out and craft some of these. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you try it. Please let me know if you try it and how it worked. And if you have any questions, let me know below. But like I said in the beginning, please make sure that all the moisture is gone before you start wrapping it, because if you do not allow the moisture to dissipate, you're going to end up with mold when you wrap this. No one wants a moldy rosemary stick. So all that to say, you're good to go. I hope this helped. I hope this was interesting. And if it was, let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.